Christos Christodoulides, head of mission for the International Organization for Migration, emphasized the significance of the event, noting that this year's global theme, Leave No Child Behind in the Fight Against Human Trafficking, is particularly timely. He further highlighted the importance of children as our future, underscoring the urgent need to ensure their protection and well-being.
The National Action Plan 2024-2028 on human trafficking. It can be perceived as a roadmap to the operationalization of the provisions of the Anti-Human Trafficking and Migrant Smuggling Act of 2022 that criminalizes human trafficking and migrant smuggling. The document that the Honorable Minister of Social Welfare will launch today contains actions and activities to combat most, if not all, root causes of human trafficking. The global theme of this year is Leave No Child Behind in the fight against human trafficking. It comes quite at the right time as we continue to witness and experience an increase in girls and boys around the world being robbed of their childhood and falling to human trafficking in forms of sexual exploitation, forced labor, forced begging and petty crimes, recruitment as child soldiers, child marriages, and illegal adoptions. This is primarily due to the environment of family dysfunction, lack of parental care, poverty, inequality, and definitely also shortcomings in child protection.
Dr. Isata Mahoy, the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, elaborated on the theme, Leave No Child Behind in the Fight Against Human Trafficking. She indicated that this resonates with the daily realities faced by many, referencing data from a consultative engagement and policy brief held a few weeks ago. She had this to say.
The data is overwhelmingly represented by women and also children. It tells you that this is a very important aspect that we need to tackle. And this is the very reason why I'm here. Because issues of women and children are the center of my heart. And as the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, I am prepared and remain committed to work collaboratively with every other individual, agency, or institution to fight against the trafficking of persons. In recent months, we've had reports from border districts including Koinadugu, Kambia, Kailau, among others, about alleged trafficking of women and children out of the country. The assessment of such cases to determine the case definition, whether it has elements of trafficking, is important and needs to be swift. The principle of leaving no one behind is important, but thinking of the vulnerability of children and women, our National Action Plan has done the needful. As my sister will be launching that action plan today, you'll be able to see that the issues of women and children are fully captured. In March 2024, I led a delegation to the 68th session of the Commission of the Status of Women in New York. And Sierra Leone delegation did a series of side events, and on the side one of the side events was on trafficking. The theme of the side event was bridging gender disparities and combating trafficking and exploitation across different platforms through policy development and social protection interventions. The side event was successful, and I am happy that we're taking such issues at the global level.
His Excellency Brian David Holmes, U.S. Ambassador to Sierra Leone, reiterated United States' commitment to the fight against human trafficking. He remarked that human trafficking represents a grave violation of human rights that affects millions globally, Ambassador Holmes stressed.
The United States has been honored to be a partner in the development and implementation of this National Action Plan through our financial support to the Africa Regional Migration Program. Human trafficking is a grave violation of human rights that affects millions worldwide. The United States remains resolute in our commitment to combating human trafficking globally, and we recognize that addressing this complex issue requires a comprehensive approach encompassing prevention, protection, prosecution, and partnership. Our collaboration with Sierra Leone and other regional partners is a testament to the dedication that we all share to this cause. The theme of today's event, Leave No Child Behind in the Fight Against Human Trafficking, is a powerful reminder of our responsibility to protect and support our most vulnerable. It calls us to action to ensure that every child can grow up in a safe, nurturing environment free from exploitation.
The Minister of Social Welfare, Madam Melrose Kamati, while delivering her keynote address, expressed her appreciation for the tireless efforts of partners in the fight against human trafficking. She stated her honor in participating in the advocacy against this grave issue and emphasized that trafficking is never an acceptable option. Madam Kamati outlined the objectives of the 5 years aimed at combating human trafficking.
And indeed, it is an honor, as always, to be part of this effort to combat trafficking in persons in our beloved country. Today, we are here to continue the advocacy again as we observe this year's World Day Against Human Trafficking, with the theme, Leave No Child Behind in the fight against trafficking in persons. Because when we say child, we know they are our most vulnerable in society. These are people who can make decisions for themselves. So when you really want to touch the heart of the country, it's for you to touch the child. Because that child is the one we want to nurture, is the child we want to let them grow and take over. But if you touch the children, you're touching the nation. We are here also to commence the rollout of the national plan against trafficking in persons, especially women and children. Women and children, like I said, for children, safe for women, vulnerable people. We have just listened to the testimony there. Trafficking puts you in a vulnerable situation. That is why, as Minister, even yesterday in my broadcast, I admonished Sierra Leoneans that no matter what it takes, trafficking is not the way to go.
For Star News, Hassanat Kamara reporting.